Yeah, how's it guys? I'm Sam. I'm from Btech in 4th year, and today I'm going to be doing a sort of beginner's guide, some tricks and tips that I've picked up with Solidworks. Just want everyone to just get back to this page. I know I said from around, but just get back to this page. That's just this, like, you're fine. It's fine. Yeah. Or just open a plain part. Yeah. Cool guys, everyone's there. Sweet. So I'm going to try and make it as approachable as possible and as easy as possible. People generally like Solidworks, especially in this course, Chris. People try and make like Solidworks seem, oh my god, it's so hectic, it's a lot to learn. And in this course particularly, we're more artsy versus technical and digital, but I'm here to show you why Solidworks is really awesome, or any CAD program is really, really awesome. And the benefits and advantage of doing, I mean, how many of you guys like drawing? Show of hands. Like drawing? Wow, so, okay. Like technical drawing. There we go. Yeah, but if you're like me, I was really shitty at technical drawing, so I needed to find a solution that would answer that. And also renderings and code-fix just wasn't for me. So what is Solidworks? Solidworks is design automation software, or computer-aided design. It's CAD. You can do 2D things and you can do 3D things. And why is this useful? For instance, okay, now I'm just going to back out of here a bit, and we're going to just show some photos and just talk through some things. Bear with me. So, why Solidworks is cool? Because if you're like me, I don't know why this isn't showing. Let's just do that. Cool. So you guys know you'll start off from here, and it's sketches, and it's nice, but you go to a client like this, they're going to laugh at you. It's just not where industry does things anymore. So then you go from this, now you take this into SolidWorks, and this is where one of the tricks I learned for getting really nice illustrations and drawings. You take it into SolidWorks, you can import it, make the technical drawing, and then you can render it. So you get really nice detail, you can do bubbles, you can do all sorts of cool things, and just fake it out. Remember here, it's more about how you get the result. Like, they just care about the result versus the process. And as long as you're good enough to fake it, like this, you can get away with it. So it makes things really, really easy. And if you, like me, and you struggle, you have a shaky hand, whatever, it's a really nice thing. As well as it enables you to sort of leapfrog a process because you've already done the technical, so it saves you time later down the line. You can spend more time actually refining your prototype and your proper model, which is really, really cool. These are just some of the works I've done to show you what you can do in SolidWorks and show you how kind of hopefully...
Is that all rendered in SolidWorks? Or
no, this is Keysha. These are just some of the things I've done and the way you guys will end up doing them. And it's really cool for now, if you go into your presentations and process... Are you part of this here? No, if you go into your presentations and processes next year and from now on, it's really nice when Darren or Craig or Chris asks you to explain the part, if you have technicals or technology or product, what's his name? But product explanations, you can now walk people through your parts using SolidWorks and a nice rendering program. You can justify, okay, I use this here, I can use this there, and it just takes your work to a really professional level. And these are just, I don't know if you guys did them, these are just the plugs that we did in second, yeah, first or second, no, third.
Third year.
Third year, yeah. So I think you guys may do this. And it enables you to get really nice detail. And which, drawing-wise, just a bit of a mission. And I'm going to also just be referencing these when I talk about certain features. And this was my table from second year. So what you guys did, this was mine. This is just like the rendered version. Yeah. Concepts and stuff. Yeah, that's pretty much what you can do. And I'd like to note, none of this was done with surface design. This is all just general, easy things. And also the benefit of CAD is you can go from this, from CAD to 3D printing, and then you have a cool little toy, which is really cool. It's fun to play with. Yeah, this was the bike project. I don't know if you guys will probably have to do that. This was actually done in Solidworks and then popped into Keyshow. Yeah.
So was that a side profile that you took from, like a snapshot of the side profile?
Yeah. So I cheated the shit out of it. And it's really cool for, this was the chainsaw project, I think, if you guys may have this. You can see all the internals and details. It's really, yeah, CAD is really, really cool. You can do this as just a personal project, speaker, chainsaw. And yeah, I'm going to be talking quite a bit about this image, and I'll explain why in a bit. Bear with me, guys. Cool. Now that's out the way. So yeah, it really makes life easier. Welcome. So there's three types of things or models you can do in SolidWorks. It's you're either doing technical drawing, parts, which comprises of a solid part or a surface model, or you're doing an assembly, which is combining multiple parts and multiple components. Everyone with me?
Yeah.
Okay. If I'm going too fast or whatever, just say. So now if you guys want to open your first page, so what you do is you go here, just so we're all on the same page. I don't know why this thing doesn't work. I don't know. Oh, what's happening there?
Is it not like maybe to the left?
It's an extension.
Yeah, it's an extension of it. Because your mouse
Yeah.
pointer was there now.
Oh yeah,
So if you just drag it over.
sweet. Okay. There we go. Sweet. Cool, so if we just click on this button here, which is this little blank page. This one also. Yeah, and you're going to see here you have a part, assembly, or drawing. This is how you start everything in SolidWorks. You choose what you want to do. So we're just going to select part for now. There. Give this computer a minute. So every SolidWorks screen will look like this. You have your menus over here, which you have your features, then you have your sketches, then you have your tools, pretty much from here on. Excuse me. Then over here, this is called your tree. It's basically a step-by-step history of what you did. And then these are your views, so zoom to area, so you have a large part, you start dealing with assemblies. It snaps to certain components. This is sectional view, so you create something and then you want to see the inside, you click this and you can do a sectional. And these are your different types of views. You have shaded with edges, just shaded, hidden lines removed, hidden lines visible, and then wireframe. And I'll walk you through all of this later. But this is your appearances. So this is important for when you start with the 2D. But before we get there, yeah. Cool. So it's just the orientation of your part. And these are always what you work off. So you start with a sketch on a plane. Or you reference a sketch. If you have a surface, now you want to pull something out, you're going to reference a plane to tell it which direction you need to pull it or push it. Everyone with me? Cool. Then a very, very important thing is, which a lot of people make the mistake of, they start their drawing over here or there, up or down. This thing, this yellow dot, is the origin, and it's very, very important. It's the center of your design. So it's like where X, Y, and Z are 0, 0, 0. And if you can, always try to keep your design, the center of your design in 0, 0, because when you're doing a cut or an add or section, it just makes your life much easier. Otherwise, when you import it into technicals, say this is your page, although your origin's here, now you've made a part here, so your part's going to be floating on your page here. instead of where it should be. When you have your front, left, and top views, it's just not going to be like that. So center is vital. And next. Cool. So as with any shape, you have, you've got a face of the shape, you've got an edge, and you've got a vertex. So this becomes important when you're doing referencing of angles and points. A lot of SolidWorks is all about referencing and points. So it sounds very technical and pretty clinical and boring, but it makes life easier if you understand these terms.
Where do those sort of terms come up? Like if you're selecting an object, it'll either select the vertex of that, or is that sort of what?
Yeah, I'll show you in the examples when we sort of do. This is just the theory side. It's kind of boring. I just want to get through it. So then I'll do a walk and talk through them all. But yeah, just so you guys have a basic theoretical understanding. You guys all done, or hopefully would have done that. So you guys know perpendicular, horizontal. These become important when you're doing assemblies, so you want to make pieces together to make sure they're aligned well and that your measurements have actually worked out, and you can see if they have or haven't, as well as your sketches. When you're doing holes and certain things, they become pretty important. And one thing a lot of people forget is tangents. Tangents are really, really good and really important, because when you do a model, you'll create your, say you're making like a box with a little round piece. What a lot of people will do is that they'll just put a circle here or an arc, but they'll leave it there. So when you create your part, you've actually got a little piece like this. If you click on this piece and that piece, you set a relationship which makes a tangent, which means your surfaces will now be smooth and curved, which is a thing that a lot of people forget, even in my class and in general, which kind of irritates me. But yeah, always remember tangents and concentric things. A lot of people just assume in SolidWorks that, oh, if I put it there on the same thing, it's going to be in the middle. On the same vertex, it's going to be in the middle. Like here, you can see these dots and centers. But SolidWorks will do a snap too, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's exactly concentric. So you always have to set that relationship. Otherwise, you get to manufacturing and they're like, sorry, your holes don't line up. Even if it's off by a point of a mil, it makes a difference sometimes. Cool. Make like Bob and Bullet. Now I'm going to sit down so I can walk through and talk with you guys. So one of the main things we're going to be doing is extruding a feature, or first of all creating a feature, a box in this case, or you can pick any other shape. And then we're going to cut the feature and use fillet and chamfer. Those are the main things we're going to be doing. So, and then cool, guys. Everyone here? Cool. So, and to start anything, we've got to select the plane, which way we want to do it. And in this case, I'll tell you what, does everyone have a pen and paper on it? Or like just draw on do. So you hold shift and then click on the front plane and then that. So it looks like this. And you right click and you see the little eye here. Around here. Good. So hold shift. Click on just there.
Click it and now press shift again.
And now hold shift.
And press it the right way.
There you go, right click. Good, did everyone get that?
Yep.
So click on front plane, hold shift, click on origin, right click, and then we're going to go here and we're going to go show features. So you should have something looking like this.
Hold shift and right click.
Cool.
Oh yeah,
And in terms of viewing, if you hold the scroll button down, if you click that down, that gives you the ability to move it like this.
What if you want to return back to
Cool, so that's the other question, that's the next thing. Understanding the planes. This is why it becomes important, because now you're like this, and you're like, what? Where's my design? So you go control 1 through 7, determine your views. And it always tells you here, so front view, back view, left view, right view,
That is so cool.
top, bottom, and isolate. Yeah, so you hold control and click 1 through 7 to determine your views.
Sorry.
Click on that. Now you're going to click on it.
No, one more people. I'm driving.
So just to repeat what we did, we clicked on top lane and we clicked on sketch. So this initiates a sketch. And you see now here we have a little thing. This is now the beginning of your history or your tree, which now you have a sketch. But now we're going to add something to it. So now you're going to click on this. You're going to click on center rectangle. These are all just different styles and formats of which you can create a square or rectangle or four-sided shape. But for this purpose, it's just easier. You're going to do this. Then you're going to pop it over here to your origin, to our highlight. Everyone here, and just drag it out, whatever. Now you're going to see some certain things pop up, and these are your relationships. So this line here, this dotted line, these are construction lines, and then these are your solid lines. What this means is that when you create a shape, Solidworks only recognizes these solid lines. So that's what these are construction lines. It's the same as a technical drawing. They're there, but they're not considered a use. So they're more for referencing and measurements, and you can see how they manipulate the shape like that. And then what you can do is what I was talking about earlier. You set a relationship to make sure if you're making a cube, which for this example I will be, you click on the one, you click on the other, and then this pops up. These are your mates or your relationships, which will now tell you, okay, or you tell it, do you want to make these equal, parallel, perpendicular, collinear, vertical, or horizontal? You just want to make them equal, for instance. Then, everyone following? Just to run through that again. So these are called construct smart dimension. There are a couple of other ones, but in general, smart dimension just works. Yeah, it does. It's smart for a reason. So what you're going to do is you can either select a point, and there you go. You see there's a little line that will appear, or you see how it changes just above there. It goes from a line to a line at the point, and this was referencing what I talked about earlier with a vertex or an edge or a surface. But at the moment we don't have a surface, so we just got a vertex or edge. You can either dimension from a point to a point, like that, or, and if you're not happy with it, so you click the point to a point, so you click point, you're like, cool, oh shit, I made a mistake. So what you can do is just click there, and there. For some reason, there we go. Yeah, so you just click delete. You can customize your Solidworks a bit differently, depending on how you want. So if you right click, you have this menu over here, which can, yeah, it's got all your sketch tools and things like that. But in general, just keep it here. It's easier set up for you. You don't have to fiddle around if you don't want to. But bottom right, you see here mmgs. In South Africa, we use millimeters, and in technical, we use millimeters. So you always have to make sure this is ticked as millimeter, gram, and second.
Where?
Yeah.
At the bottom here.
So for ISO, like technical drawing standards, we use millimeters.
Yeah.
That's down at the bottom right, over there, it says mmgs. Yeah. Everyone see that?
My hand is recovering.
The bottom right, make sure it says mmgs, and it's ticked. Always make extruded cut is just easier So what we're going to do is now every surface becomes a plane, if that makes sense. So it's think of every surface like a canvas. So create your 2D sketch on. So you're going to click on it, make sure it's blue. Everyone here?
No.
Yes.
Cool. Yeah. Just click on the top. There we go. Cool. So then your little trusty menu on the side will come up. And this is something that stumps a lot of people. You see here you get sketch, and here you get edit sketch. If you click on this top one, edit sketch, takes you back to your original sketch. So sometimes it's nice, so if you realize there's an error in you've got to the end of your design, it's giving an error, you can click edit, you can go back to your original sketch. But yeah, for now, what you do is you click sketch. This enables you to edit the highlighted surface. Or you can go click on this top bit here, you can go back to sketch and do it here. But clicking here, you see there, it popped up. Now next to the mouse we've got a little blue square. This means it recognizes it as a surface. So yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to click sketch. Cool. Now we know that this is isometric, so we know that this is the top view. So we're going to do Control 5. That will take you to your top view. Everyone here? Cool, everyone following? Cool. So now what we're going to do, there's two ways we can do... Sorry,
Just right, it's fine. Yeah. Oh, it's cool.
Cool. Now what we're going to do is there's two ways to tackle this. You can either use, you're looking at these two fields over here, or three. So you're going to use convert entities or offset entities, which I learned this earlier. So in order to make the shape, the cavity, you have to get the outline. So you can either do convert entities, and you see what it does now, is it now creates an outline, a silhouette of your exterior of this blue shape. So that's one way to do it. Or we could have gone back here, we could have clicked on this, clicked on the origin, but Rhino is horrible to work with unless you really have a lot of patience. And yeah. One thing to look out for is, I'll show you, this is something that irritates me about Rhino. And
Rhino or Solidworks?
oh no, just Rhino. I'll show you right now. So now sometimes if you're creating a shape from scratch, instead of using a tool, you're going, oh cool, like it looks like a square, you can zoom in, you see the point looks like it's connected here, but I know that I've got a tiny little gap. So I go exit, it says, oh, your sketch or feature, there's a problem with it. Because now you left the gap, so it's almost like if you have like a box and you puncture a hole in it, the liquid's going to fall out, which is the equivalent of this. It's the technical equivalent. So you have to now, you see it won't allow you to when you select your contour, because your shape isn't closed, it's not fully defined. You see here it will say underdefined. So now you've got to go back, you're like, don't freak out, don't worry. You can look at enabled, repair sketch. So this will show you tiny little gaps. You can just make it either bigger or much smaller. Yeah, it can show you gaps and errors in your work quickly, like that. So cool, it identifies, there's my little problem, and it's 0.00002. So yeah.
There's the problem.
Pretty much.
Dig him out of the holes.
Yeah, tiny. Just make that.
And when Rhino doesn't do that, you just go manage yourself.
Yeah, but it doesn't connect as nicely as Solidworks. Yeah, and then it starts creating inaccuracies like that. Even though it is CAD, it just doesn't work like that. It's not as smart. And if you want to join them up quickly, you know there's a gap. What you do is you can use the trim tool, select power trim, like that, and just, there you go. You fix your piece. Power trim's literally what it says, it just trims pieces. So you click on the other like that, and then extend it back. Like that. Document. Close that one. Just a new part. New blank part.
Shuffle next to you. Cool.
Cool guys, everyone there? Just blank part. Alright, good. You guys have 10 minutes to create your own shape using what you've just learned. Just anything, there's nothing wrong, nothing right, as long as you show me a chamfer, cut, fillet and extrude. If you need help, shout, but yeah, you guys are listening. There's no wrong, there's no right, as long as you just include all those features in a design of your choice. Using any shape, any size. And you can use any plane or whatever. I just use top plane so that you can click on a plane, select it. Doesn't matter which angle, which side. Ooh, what's happening?